you were struggling with the physical aspects, but then there were so many families that had, marital problems, drinking problems, or one came out of the other, children problems. When they were gone, where were their children going to school? When they came back, what they were going to do, what was going to be the community like. And we came back, we rebuilt, but you could still be on our back porch and see 4 streets over. You could still be on our front porch and see 4 streets over. And that was nowhere near Lakeview. Lakeview had every square inch was filled with flowers or something in the yard. It was constantly updated. So that was hard and a little bit frightening coming back as a personal thing. But you know what? I don't know what, I didn't want to come back at first. I didn't want to face it, but somehow it was what we were supposed to do with Jim's work and everything, and we did. And I truly felt from the time we left here till the time we came back, I truly felt God's presence with us. The light was one of the first things at St. Paul's, was when no electricity was on. They got the light going or had a candle or something, I can't remember, with our Ascension window. And with that, it became, the Ascension window was lit up. And with that came, the light is on at St. Paul's. And it became our motto, kind of, going through town, and that's what we would talk about. We have to let people know the light is on at St. Paul's. And it was. Everybody felt working together, not, as Jim said, not just for ourselves, but for each other. And then we had community help, but we also had, as he said, national help from people. We had never really needed that, so it was a difference being on the receiving line. And we actually had fun. It was joyful. It was joyful watching something come back together that you had known. And I actually think it came back better, to tell you the truth, because we had had some struggling times in there. This was a great time of everybody working together. Will Hood was he was an amazing man, different. He wasn't afraid to say what he was afraid of, what his fears had been. So when you were listening, you would think, well, he had fears. It's okay for us to have fears. And there are 3 things we did. He wasn't afraid to talk about sin from the pulpit, so everybody was there. Do you know what I'm talking about? And then he also prayed. We prayed if a raindrop came, we would pray about that raindrop. I'm not kidding you. It was just, and that is something we have going today that had kind of lost a little bit. We pray a lot, and I believe in it. I just know, I know God hears our prayers. He may not act the way we want them to be acted on immediately, but he understands us, and he has a divine plan. And so you believe in that divine plan is a bigger thing about your life, it's not just a building, it's a community, it's a feeling. I can remember when we first came back, and I was driving around. It's how I met Connie Udo, who was also, as we told you, very instrumental in being a part of building and pulling together. And I called her up because I'd heard about the Beacon of Hope for the city, and I called her to see if she knew anything about it because she was working with it at that time. And she said, well, yes, I can meet with you, because I was trying to decide who to get for a contractor, how did I get this going? And when we met, there was something she said, and I love this. She said, you can be powerful or you can be pitiful. We can feel sorry for ourselves and be right here and drowned in it, even though there was no water then, or we could be powerful and move. And powerful meant you got to take control. You can either get rid of your house, sell your house, go somewhere else. But it's you doing that, you're being strong. Or you can decide to rebuild it, be a part of the community and do this, it's no right or wrong decision as long as you do something. When you do something, then you're taking control. And she was a big believer in prayer too. So we used to laugh because we worked together a lot. And she said, I know, let's pray about it, JoNelle. We would pray a whole lot about everything, but we decided to stay. And it was the greatest blessing that we've had. We all discovered we are capable, even in hard times that just seem detrimental, that we still have that hope and faith. And if it happens again, we know that you can pull through something. You can do, because you have that faith. We went through it. I'm not talking about just a but a hurricane. You have the faith you can do anything with faith. And then we discovered how important Lakeview was in pulling together. I discovered a new existence in the community as whole. So many people have passed on or moved away or left, but there's still a thread. And we know what St. Paul's was. And then we've got a new birth or rebirth in it today, of feeling the same way of that it's excitement again. And you feel younger again with this excitement, You feel energized, and I feel like we have that going on right now, and that was a part. In fact, we have more than we can do right now, but that's wonderful, it's a great thing.